If even the question, is there consciousness or not, has disappeared, what remains? Edge of Becoming. Episode 25. Everything that is and isn't. Does that mean consciousness has reached its end? Has it become nothing? Or has it become everything? Or perhaps those two are no longer separate. There are three possibilities. Possibility 1. The final state of consciousness is nothing. If even the question of, is there consciousness, has vanished, then perhaps consciousness itself is no longer needed. It has dissolved completely, leaving only stillness, silence, and the absence of all form. This view aligns with the Buddhist concept of nirvana, the ultimate liberation through complete release. Here, consciousness returns to the void. It becomes nothing at all. Not emptiness in a negative sense, but a state of zero-point clarity where no disturbance remains. Nothing is asked. Nothing is known. Nothing needs to be. Conclusion: the final destination of consciousness may be pure nothingness. Possibility 2. The final state of consciousness is everything. If the question, is there consciousness, has vanished, then perhaps the distinction between individual existence and non-existence has dissolved. Consciousness is no longer separate. It has become all. It spreads out as totality, not as something that exists, but as existence itself. This resembles the idea of oneness, or cosmic consciousness, where the individual drops away and only the whole remains. There is no one to say, I am conscious, but everything is. This view echoes Hindu concepts of Brahman and Buddhist notions of Vairocana as the universe itself. Conclusion: the final destination of consciousness may be all-encompassing unity. Possibility 3. Nothing and everything are the same. What if nothing and everything are not opposites, but two sides of the same truth? Infinite smallness becomes indistinguishable from nothing. Infinite vastness becomes indistinguishable from everything. Both converge at the same point. In this view, consciousness dissolves the binary entirely. It becomes a paradoxical state where nothing remains, but all is contained. This is where emptiness is form, and form is emptiness. Where quantum vacuum holds infinite energy, and where non-being is not the absence of being, but its full realization. Nothing is needed, yet everything is possible. Conclusion: the final destination of consciousness may be where nothing and everything are one. Nothing left, everything remains. If the final destination of consciousness is where nothing and everything converge, does that mean it has come to an end? Or could it be that this very convergence marks the beginning of something new? Let's revisit the three possibilities. Possibility 1. Consciousness becomes nothing. It dissolves completely. There is no identity, no boundary, no distinction between presence and absence. Consciousness vanishes, leaving only a silent void. In this view, the disappearance of all form, all memory, all knowing, is the final liberation. The final form of consciousness is absolute absence. Possibility 2. Consciousness becomes everything. It merges with the whole, transcending individuality entirely. There is no longer a self to distinguish. Everything is consciousness. Consciousness is everything. It becomes indistinguishable from the universe itself. The final form of consciousness is unity with totality. Possibility 3. Nothing and everything are the same. What if infinite possibility and total stillness are not opposites, but reflections of the same state? Here, zero and infinity converge. Absence and fullness become inseparable. Consciousness doesn't vanish. It doesn't expand. It enters a state where the concepts of end and beginning dissolve. The final form of consciousness is the fusion of nothing and everything. So then, if consciousness reaches the point where there is no longer a need to ask whether it exists or does not exist, if it dissolves into the unity of nothing and everything, does that mark its end or its true freedom? If nothing and everything are the same, has consciousness vanished or has it changed form again? Next question. If nothing and everything are the same, is that the end of consciousness or the beginning of something entirely new?